Hi friends, I hope that everybody's doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. What I'm seeing is that you have a new opportunity, you have even a new cycle that's available to you. However, if you're in a space where you are like limiting yourself, I'm also hearing deprecating. If you're in a space where rather than seeing an opportunity as an opportunity, you're looking at it quite pessimistically, it is not going to like manifest and unfold in the way that you wanted to. So I'm seeing perception be very, very important here. You want to ask yourself if you are limiting yourself in some way, because I'm seeing that be the challenge. It's like mentally, where are you? And what is the narrative that you are, I'm hearing supplying yourself with? How are you narrating the storyline for yourself? Because the way that you are, the lens that you're looking at this through is going to very much define it for you. So it seems like this is also about understanding how pivotal, how integral perspective is, how powerful it is, and the effect that that has on what's unfolding, what you perceive to be unfolding for you, and how that intention can either make or break a situation from your perspective. So yeah, it seems very much like if you go into a situation and you're like, this is going to be bad, then it's going to be bad for you, so-called. If you go into a situation and you're like, I'm going to keep the sun in my heart, things are going to be good, things are going to be good for you, so-called. Because there's room for love, there's room for connection, there's room for a new beginning for you. However, if you're telling yourself that there's not, then there's not going to be. You get to decide. I'm seeing you feel generally a bit stressed out, seeing that you're getting help with this. It's connected with an ending that you recently went through. Something ended. It did not feel good. It still doesn't feel good. But until you get to a place where you're recognizing that it has nothing for you any longer, you're going to be stopping yourself from like finding what you will be connected with. So it's like this. You can sit in a space where you feel that lack of connection and you're recognizing how a situation did not connect you in the way that you wanted to, and it did not like satisfy you in the way that you thought that you would be satisfied, and all of that, and just stay in that space of lack. Or you can recognize, oh, so this feels unpleasant, and if I do want to feel what I feel, what I can feel connected with, if I do want to find connection, if I do want to find fulfillment, that means that instead of continuously focusing on this thing where I didn't find that, I need to go find that. So I'm going to go do that now. I'm seeing something about Harry Potter here. I'm seeing you like repetitively / slowly getting help for something, but you have to give this time for it to work. I don't know how this is that you're getting like assistance for what it is that you're going through. You may have different messengers coming into your life. You could have somebody in general that you feel supported by. You could even be working on helping yourself. It feels like a part of yourself that you are getting connected with that benefits you. And this could also be somebody outside of yourself that you connect with. But as I said before, you have to give this time because the pressure is going to slowly decrease for you. Because it seems like there's a lot that needs to be addressed, and so it's going to take some time to do that. Because there's a lot of even build up here that I'm looking at. So in order to descale, you're going to have to give it a little bit. Because it took time to build, and it's going to take time to descale. Connecting with your intuition and making empowering moves is going to be a slow and steady way for you to do this. When you are making choices, even when you are having feelings intuitively, sometimes we can confuse our intuition with other sensations that we have. You want to be, or like even the intention of that, you want to ask yourself, is this message that I'm receiving one of empowerment, or is it one of fear and avoidance? And that's going to tell you how you're making your decisions. Like, am I making this choice because I want to avoid this other thing, or because I'm scared of that and so I'm going to run over here? Or am I doing this because I feel empowered by doing this, and I feel like I'm being brave by doing this, and maybe it's a little bit scary to me, maybe it's very scary to me, but I know that my heart is calling me in this direction, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Or are you limiting yourself? It's just like with self-esteem, right? When we have low self-esteem, a way to build that is by doing esteemable acts. You do things that you feel good about, and then it ends up having you feel, one of the ways, having you feel good about yourself because you're doing things that you feel proud of and that you feel good about. However, if you keep doing things that you feel ashamed of or you don't feel good about, it's going to have you not feeling good towards yourself. Shame is a very complicated thing, but that is definitely one of the ways that self-esteem can be addressed. One of many. Once the seeds are planted, something takes off very quickly for you. And it seems like it allows you to leave the past where it's meant to be left. There may be some like rewriting or reframing that's going on as well for you. Yeah, I'm seeing you move to a space where you feel reconnected with yourself. And because you're allowing yourself to okay, so when we feel very stressed out, it is hard to connect with the higher chakras because we are just in a space of survival. When you address the stress that you're feeling, it allows you to de-escalate and you get connected with your like higher functioning, we can call it, your higher chakra system, and it is going to connect you with your intuition. Not that you're not always connected with your intuition. However, if something is more impeding, you may have a harder time realizing that connection that you have. Even though it's always there, you may feel other things more prominently than that. So by scaling back this stress that you're feeling or this overwhelm, by doing what you need to deflate that, it allows you then to slowly build towards this new and prosperous connection you would feel with your intuition. Kind of like reimagining. And because you are getting connected with your feelings, your intuition, it's telling you like, this thing over here lights me up and I want to move towards that. Or this is giving me some radioactive vibes, so I'm going to stay away from that because I don't think that's really going to get me connected in the way that I want to. I don't think that my heart can really connect with that. It doesn't feel safe to me, you know? So it's going to be able to very easily, I'm hearing, teach you the difference. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. So right now, a big focus for you is about being able to tell the difference between something that may feel good in a moment, but is connected with a sense of illusion, a sense of attachment, versus what you can connect with and feel that sense of liberation and love that you are really looking for. Because you may have been going after things with the devil. You may have been going after things with like your physical human senses, looking for the light. But whenever the devil is involved, it means that like you're looking for the light, seeking it, but going about it in some distorted way. So you want a sense of balance. You're looking for equilibrium, but the way that you are going about doing it is one where you're not actually going to find that. Because it's just about attaching to things. So this is about really looking into that and being like, where am I doing that within my life? Where am I like using a crutch, or where am I seeking something because I feel attached to it, where I'm always going to be left empty? It kind of goes back to this. If you are having a like spiritual problem, we can say, that has to do with like your insides, looking for a worldly solution is not going to do it for you. And you may have been like seeking out worldly solutions for yourself, whether this be like things, buying things, superficiality, materialism, drugs, substances. It can be like overeating, wanting control over your body, over exercising, under exercising. All of these things, again, that are attached like purely with just a physical sense, can do it through like love, codependency, obsession, anything that you get into some sort of, I'm hearing ill-moderated connection with. Anything that you are attaching to or that attaches to you and has you feeling like the only time I can feel good is when I have this thing. I'm hearing, and you're going to lose every time. So I'm seeing you be in a space where you're looking into that, like, why do I keep jumping from one thing to another, and getting ahead of it so you don't continue to do that and continue having to go through this cycle again and again and again, looking for that thing outside of yourself that's going to fix whatever this is. And understanding that you're never going to find the thing until you look within, because it's not outside of you. But if you keep telling yourself that, you're going to have to redo this cycle over and over and over again. It's just going to repeat until it's completed. Yeah. I'm seeing that you're going to be going through a major release. Major release. I'm hearing after much consideration. It's not going to feel easy to look within. It's not going to feel easy to reflect on this. However, like, this is the way for you to ultimately find what it is that you're looking for. And by you telling yourself that you can do this, it is going to be a very big, important piece of how this works for you. Yeah, this is how you find safety, stability, the solid footing that you've been looking for. Something that won't be taken away from you. It feels like the difference between like slapping something together, that one wants something to last, and so like it can be slapped together and then you can build a very like faulty foundation and have a building that's going to crumble, or you can go about doing this the right way. And that's how you really build towards this stability that you're looking for. Having something that you can lean on, something that you can depend on. That's not going to break. meaning the wind can blow as hard as it will. This is something that is impermeable, that you can build. And I think you're getting to the point of recognizing that, of realizing that. And also of realizing this is what my intuition has been telling me all along. That's what that guidance has been. This is the thing too, when you feel a sense of like depression, or things feel very blah, or you feel sad and you feel angry, it's not just about like you having that emotional experience. It's about like getting behind it and allowing it to be useful, and asking yourself, what's the message here? What am I meant to know about this? Because every emotion that you experience carries a message with it, and it's there to inform you. So I'm seeing you get to a place where you're like, oh, of course that makes sense. Like, this has been trying to guide me this entire time. And now I'm seeing that. Now I'm understanding that. Like, it hasn't just been some useful thing. Like, me being sensitive and aware of my emotions, it doesn't feel so much like a downfall anymore, but more so something that is meant to help me increase my quality of life if I listen to it and if I follow through. It's that notion of feeling like you had been lost, and then realizing that within your pocket you have the map to take you exactly where you were trying to go. It's just a matter of following it. So this feels like that moment for you, recognizing that you do have the map, but it's within. And this goes back to like having been looking for things outside of yourself. Like, maybe this can guide me, or like this thing is going to be it for me, or like I'm going to find that satisfaction here. And feeling like everywhere that you've looked, you've never found this thing that you've been looking for. And as soon as you turn your gaze inward, you realize it's been there all along. It was just a matter of looking in the right place for it. And here comes the big change. I'm seeing even a tidal wave coming through and kind of washing everything up. The way that you are now connected with your intuition, the way that you are getting connected with your intuition, creates a very big change for you within your life. And there's now an understanding too of the progress that you've made, the transformation that you are undergoing, a transition that you're settling into. And everything that's been happening has been pushing you in this direction all along. I'm looking at Virgo, Leo, Scorpio in the sun. You may have spent a lot of time worrying about this and a lot of time trying to avoid this, and like not wanting to know where things would lead you, and being like, I'd rather be here where it's familiar and not really go through this change because change is scary and all of that. And I'm seeing you be in a place now where you're understanding, by me going through this, it's actually going to like really change the quality of life that I've been living and my feelings surrounding it. And know too that you can feel apprehensive or scared or intimidated and still go through with something because you know it's for the betterment of you. This is also giving you the opportunity to learn how to transmute energy. Working on your alchemy skills. Yeah, I'm seeing this be related to things that emotionally pop up for you and things about within a self-talk space that come up, like self-criticism, self-judgment, competitive, a competitive narrative, meaning like you're comparing yourself to other people or other people to you, to your progress, to your journey with where you are, looking at everything like it's something to judge. This is about releasing that. Rather than creating further division, it's about creating harmony. And also asking yourself too, when it comes to what you're putting into the world, what do you want the intention space behind that to be? Like, what are you giving to yourself? What are you giving to other people? Are you creating more division or are you creating harmony? Are you creating peace? Are you creating love, a sense of unity, togetherness, camaraderie, support, or something different than that? And also recognizing too, the way that you're treating yourself also is going to have an impact on other people too that are connected with you as well. And that's going to create a butterfly effect. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot here about self-care, about how you're treating yourself, about the stories that you're telling yourself about you. And how, like, if you truly want reciprocity from those around you and the connections that you have, you're going to have to give reciprocity to yourself. Because if you're in a space where you think that you can be like harsh and critical to yourself, and then that's not somehow also leaking into your relationships with other people. So it's about recognizing this. Again, like, however you're treating yourself, whatever you're doing to yourself, that is also going to have an effect on other people too. And I am seeing you be in a space where you're like, I feel like I'm at my limit and I need to look into this. I want to look into this because I don't want to feel the way that I'm feeling anymore. Because I'm seeing you be in a space where you've just been feeling so blue and so sad and so like things aren't all right, and not wanting to be in that space anymore, and understanding that you're not just subjugated. You're not a prisoner to the misery unless you decide that you are. So yeah, I'm seeing you be in a space where you're like, I don't really have to be carrying all this weight. I don't have to be carrying all that stress. And I am recognizing that I actually have a say in this. I get to have an opinion and I get to be in charge of this, and I don't have to be living like this any longer. But it took reflecting to understand, because you could have been functioning and functioning and functioning and being like, I don't know why it's like this. It's just like this all the time. And then as soon as you get into a space where you're like, okay, I want to reflect and I really want to understand why it's like this, I need to have a better understanding of why I'm feeling all of this pressure, of why I'm feeling all of this stress, why I constantly am feeling like I'm at my limit when I'm barely even doing anything, why the smallest things are setting me off, and why everything I just feel in general, like miserable about, or anxious about, or sad about, why I can't regulate my emotions, all of this stuff, why I'm having a hard time doing it. And I'm seeing a big part of this is you believing that you have the strength to change, that you have the strength to change, and also that the universe is working with you too. Because if you're in a space where you feel like everything is happening against you, that's the lens that you're looking at it through, and that's going to be your reality. That's what you're projecting onto the universe. Whatever is going on in the landscape of your mind is what you are projecting onto the things around you and the narratives that you're telling yourself about how the world works and how people work and how you work. And you get to choose, you get to decide. And once you get into a space where you believe that you are strong enough to, for some of you, get help, for some of you to help yourself, maybe a mix of these things, to be working with the universe, with karmically what's happening, and get ready to play the game of life. You're in a space where you're setting yourself up to find that stability that you're looking for, the solid ground to be standing on, and allowing yourself the time that you need, and giving yourself the patience and giving the process the patience to allow it to build to that. And once you learn, once you adopt this transmutation, once you step into that ability of yours, I'm seeing things move very quickly. And I'm also seeing you be in a space where you're realizing how you weren't even giving yourself a chance. But now you can see it clearly. So I'm seeing this feel like a big revelation for you. Like, that voice in my head, that was not the truth. And that was not something that I needed to cling to, that story that I was telling myself, or believing that. Because now you're able to even see the difference between like your intuition from a pure space and from a pure standpoint, and understand that any sort of judgment is not part of that. Not at all. Any sort of criticism, judgment, things like that, that's not part of your intuition. It's not part of you being the witness, because the witness has no judgment. It just sits and observes. It just notices. And when you connect with that part of yourself, it allows you to move through this very big transformation, this very big change within your life. And it allows you to stop creating more and more division within yourself, and also within the world around you. Because again, it's reflective. Whatever is going on within you in the inner world, you are going to be projecting that onto the outside world as well. Okay, to go over the signs, I'm looking at Virgo, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Jupiter, and the Sun. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.